Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to problem number 6 on Replicate This PSD edition. I've decided to do a video tutorial because it took me far too long to make you the answers for number 4. So, I'm in Photoshop, and I have a brand new 1200 by 800 pixel document. As you can see here in the canvas size window, I hit Option-Command-C to bring this up. 1200 by 800 pixels. This is what we're dealing with. It's got a white background. First off, we're going to make a new layer, and we're going to call it Gradient. And we're going to fill it with black. Edit, Fill, Black. Click OK. Actually, I don't want to fill it with black. I want to fill it with white. I want to go to Edit, Fill, White. Okay, I have a white blank layer here. We need to draw a radial gradient on it. That's our first step. But I'm not going to just grab my gradient tool and start drawing. I'm going to go down here to the layer effects, layer styles rather, which is the FX button. And I'm going to click gradient overlay, which is going to bring up this layer style button. It's going to show that it has a white to black linear gradient, which is not what we want. We actually want a radial gradient, and I'm going to click the gradient editor here to make a purple to pink gradient. So I can see from the way that this radial gradient is going, it's white on the outside and black in the middle. I happen to know that we need to go from dark purple to pink in the middle, so I'm going to click on this white node here, and I know that I want to make this purple. Now I want to use hex code. I've already figured out what the colors are ahead of time. It's kind of like one of those cooking shows where I have something already cooked in the oven, which means I'm going to flip over to text edit, and I'm going to copy the purple color, which is 2F0016. Copy. I'm going to come over here into my hex. I'm going to paste it. That's going to give me a super dark purple. Click OK. And I'm going to come over here to this black node. I'm going to double click that, and I'm going to toggle over to my text edit document. I'm going to copy the pink code, which is CA1555. And I'm going to paste that in the hex code right here on the pink color stop. Stops, that's what they're called. The little nodes are called stops. CA1555 is the pink color I want. So I'm going to click OK, and now that I have this pink to super dark purple, and it looks the way that I want it to, pretty much, I'm going to call it Rep This 6 Grad. And I'm going to click New, and you'll see that it's going to add it to my gradient editor. You can kind of see that I've already added one earlier, some other ones. Anyway, click OK. I have now saved this gradient. It is applied as a layer style to my layer called Gradient. See there where it says Effects, Gradient Overlay? That is pretty much what we want. We want this giant pink circle in the middle of a purple background. Okay, next step, create a new layer. Call it Clouds. And what are clouds, you might ask, in Photoshop? Well, under Filter, Render, you're going to find something called Clouds, and it's going to give you a new layer full of this sort of 90s looking internet web page background texture. That's a pretty good. It's kind of really white in the center. I'm going to go up to Filter Clouds again and have it render some more. That's pretty good. I don't like that one either. I'm going to go one more time. Okay, we're just going to deal with this one. This is a random pattern of clouds that Photoshop generates for me. And what I'm going to do is change the mode here from normal to color dodge. And that's going to give us this really dramatic, cloudy, pink texture. And this is kind of like a lot of the work is done already, right? It kind of looks awesome. We are going to need to make a new layer underneath this where I'm going to paint a little bit of white to sort of lighten this. Now, if you remember from number 4, the written tutorial on this quiz, if you hold down Command while you click the new layer icon, it's going to generate a new layer underneath the currently selected layer. So on this new layer 1, I'm going to call it White. I'm going to grab a paintbrush, and I'm going to make sure my paintbrush is white, and I've got a huge soft 400 pixel brush, which is actually exactly what I want. But I'm going to do something different in that I'm going to take the opacity down. It's usually at 100%. I'm going to take it down to 20%, so I'm painting with a very light white brush. And I'm just going to sort of paint behind here. See how that makes it look like there's a little bit of light behind the clouds? I don't like this really hot area right here. But I'm going to, let's see, to get rid of that, to minimize that, I could probably go in here and let's make a lot bigger eraser. Let's grab a soft brush and let's take our opacity down to like 50%. See if that helps us erase. I don't really like what that's doing. I would actually rather have a bright. I'm going to command Option Z, Command Option Z, Command Option Z to get rid of that weird purple. I'm going to leave that there for now. Okay, so that is our white layer. We have our clouds layer. Just make sure. Yeah, okay. I'm painting too much white. I think that's the problem. Okay, another thing you can do, you don't have to go in and erase the white. You can actually take the whole entire white layer and you can take the opacity down. I'm going to take mine down to about 50%. That is much better. That gets rid of the super hot spot. I just added it again by accidentally clicking. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so we've got a clouds layer, a white layer, a gradient layer. What do we have left? We need to have some type. I'm going to click my type tool and I'm going to say I blank space 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 PSD. We're going to put a heart in here real quick like. I'm going to hit enter on my keyboard and I can enlarge my type one of two ways. I can actually not hit enter and with my text all selected I can go Command Shift greater than a bunch of times. If I hold down Command Option Shift greater than, then it jumps by 10 points. I kind of like where that's headed. Look at that awesome negative image we're seeing here. I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to turn my type white up here in my contextual type menu. Right now it's black. Click OK, and let's just see, let's position this in the middle, and let's just see if that is enough room to put a heart. Now where is the heart, you might be asking? Well, if we go over here underneath, that's underneath the type tool right above the hand, you'll see a freehand or a custom shape tool. I'm going to click the custom shape tool. You guys are probably looking at the rectangle tool. Under the rectangle tool is the custom shape tool, which if I go up here to my contextual menu, I can see that there are some shapes that I can choose from. I want the heart. So I'm going to click the heart and I'm going to draw a heart. And try to make it match. It's going to be bigger than the type and I'm going to make it wide. There we go. There's a big wide heart. I can now see, that's a yellow heart, isn't it? I'm going to double click this shape layer icon and make that pure white. Click OK. And I'm going to grab my type tool. I'm going to cursor over, put some more spaces here. There we go. Hit enter to get out of it, not return, but enter. My type is, no, it's left align. I'm going to center align my type. I'm going to grab my move tool. I'm going to move that into place. Smart guides are activating there, you can see. Alright, that's pretty good. So now I have a vector heart layer. I'm going to call this heart. Actually, that I don't really need to do that because, and I also spelled it wrong. What we're actually going to do is take these two layers right here. We're going to shift click to select both of them, and we're going to right click and say, convert to smart object. Now they are one layer, one vector-based layer. All we need to do now is, with this vector layer selected, with my iHeartPSD selected, go down to our layer styles again, the FX button, and select outer glow. Now, outer glow by default, I believe, is set to yellow for some reason. I don't really want yellow, so I'm going to click the yellow square here, and I'm going to make, I guess we could have somewhat of a warm glow, but I want it to be mostly white. And you can see how that's sort of a hard, not very big, fuzzy glow. First of all, I'm going to take the opacity down to like 35%. Now I'm going to bump the spread up to maybe 5%, 5 or 6%, and I'm going to bump the size up. The size basically means blur. See how it's blurring a little bit? I think that's pretty good. 21, 20, we'll go 20 just for round numbers, and I'm going to click OK. And that's getting pretty close. However, what I would like to do is have some more flat or smooth purple on my outside here. So what I'm going to do is take my clouds layer, I'm going to make a new layer mask on it by dragging it onto the new layer mask icon. I'm going to select my layer, thumbnail. Now remember, black conceals, white reveals, so to erase I need to paint with black. I'm going to grab my paintbrush. I have a large 400 pixel brush set to draw at 20%. So that is actually pretty good. You see how I'm sort of dimming the clouds around the outside? I'm basically painting a vignette with the black brush on my clouds layer mask, which is essentially non-destructively erasing. You know, I kind of like what that's... No, I don't. I'm going to step backwards by Option Command Z. I'm going to leave that there. Okay, so by erasing the clouds, I can get a little bit smoother color on the outside and most of the drama and clouds. This looks like there's a pink spotlight behind some clouds, which is kind of the effect we're going for. So, if you can get this close, then you will be totally good. So, that's it for tonight. I will talk to you when I get back. Thanks, everybody. Bye.